You are known to all of us. There's no need for formalities.
Ooh, and now we come in with a guitar riff.
Chief Gant, we've summoned you here to testify about the night Neil Marshall died.
I specifically saved this music track for right to the end. Same track as we used when Angel Star and Gant were on the stand for the first time, but a more rocky, hyped up version.
You really are naive.
I must say, no matter how many times I watch this, whenever Gant's starting to get his comeuppance, you do get goosebumps.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It was a very well-written case by the people. I don't know who writes Phoenix Wright, but very smart people to do that. I mean,
Yes, congratulations to whoever Capcom hires to write the Phoenix Wright games. You are geniuses.
Then I set out in search of Dark myself. When I reached my office, Lana must have already set the scene.
you have to love the cornered music in Phoenix Wright. It's in fact it changes
No,
between games.
we've not even reached it yet.
Oh no, this isn't really the cornered music, is it?
No, this is just the interrogation music.
We've got so many different varieties of the music as well. We've got the original versions, the orchestral versions, the sort of more rock versions, and
Techno versions.
techno version.
Yeah.
Everyone in the courtroom just starts jumping up and dancing around.
Yes. See, this is the bit where we both love this bit of the film so much that we're going to have to make an effort to keep talking here, because the instinct is just to sit back and watch this and enjoy it. Because
I mean, we're not trying to like blow our own trumpet or toot our own horn or anything.
No, we just like the job we've done.
Yes, we're happy with it.
Yeah.
You held over her the power of ultimatum. You knew of Emma's guilt.
I think, you know, we are as open to criticism as we possibly could be. I mean, within reason. You know, we are only an amateur production.
None of us got paid. This was all out our own pocket.
Yeah.
Neither of us even study any film-based or even close to film-based courses.
Some of the actors, however, were paid in food.
I guess so. Yeah. Well, we need to keep them happy.
Yes. In fact, something I meant to say earlier about one of the courtroom scenes is that the first day, I think it was, that we were at the church to film for the courtroom stuff, that the people from the church very nicely provided lunch for us.
I know.
And a bit of cake.
It was fantastic. I was not expecting something like that, and
yeah,
they must have been really happy that we were using their hall.
Yeah.
Or maybe just...
yeah. Although the fact that they never did it after that suggests that they perhaps got tired of us.
Yeah, I was trying to be concerned about how long we spent working around this sort of area.
Yeah. But as it turned out, no one was trying to muscle in after us.
Not at all.
So yeah, it didn't seem like we were taking up anyone's time. Yes. So thank you once again to Davidson's Mains Parish Church. They were very accommodating and very reasonably priced.
When I investigated the chief's office, it occurred to me that the combination on his safe is the same length as the police.
Why would you do that? Honestly, if you're the chief of police, you need to know things about security. That's like having the password for your banking details or something.
Yeah.
Having
I'll
7
submit to
sevens
that.
as both your code to the safe and your ID number.
Although it's just the fact that this is how it panned out in the game story. In actuality, any ID number would have done as a safe combination.
That's true, I guess.
We could have changed it to make it more believable, but
I like the idea of 7 sevens anyway.
It shows Gant's arrogance as well.
But he lost his ID card.
The fact that that lucky number is so important to him that he believes himself untouchable.
To accompany him to the room so he could empty his locker.
I don't know what transpired between the two of you that day, but when you were alone in the evidence room, you killed him in cold.
Also, yes, another thing that we forgot to mention earlier is the fact that scene in Gant's office was, I think, our very last day of filming. So, of course, we'd already filmed all of this courtroom stuff and had the problem with Drew's hair, which we had to solve.
It feels odd doing it the other way around. I mean, would have made a lot more sense to some of the cast members, because not all the cast members had actually played or completed the case that we were doing the film on, so they were possibly a little bit confused.
Yeah.
Like I was.
I hope we didn't spoil it for any of them.
here we go.
Yes.
Edgeworth produces the screwdriver. The bit thing that is pretty much describing the game as completely unrelated evidence.
Yeah.
Which is completely unrelated, but it's still part of the case, and it's still Phoenix Wright, being the mad kleptomaniac he is, still takes note of it and says this will be here.
Yeah.
Might be useful.
I should also point out that that screwdriver that Edgeworth produced, though the same model of screwdriver is not the same one that he produced in his own office. That screwdriver is just such a common one that we took a different one from a different box and took it with us to the courtroom that day.
To go free. Isn't that right?
Fake. Oh, the guy was already dead, wasn't it? It's not a fake body.
Say something!
No.
Simple.
Yeah. See, that's another reason why I'm so satisfied with our result here. Partly due to the material that we were working from the original Phoenix Wright. But I just love how the sense of victory and defeat hops from foot to foot so much in the final minutes.
Yes, I must say it's just fantastic how that works out.
Mm-hmm.
And the stairs.
I'll see you later for lunch. Very well. Goodbye, David.
Do you reckon at this point the judge possibly suspects that he's not too Damon Gant's guilty as well?
Yeah, I think
If he has to stay impartial.
It's something I would have loved to explore if we'd had any measure of time to dedicate to it. I think, for my part, I think he must suspect but be trying to put it from his mind, because he's known Damon Gant for so long and has known him to be such a great man.
Yes.
That he finds it hard to take on board any such heavy criticism. Ah, yes, now here's another section of silence, and you can probably guess what it's for at this stage.
Oh, I don't know. Circus music?
Yeah, why not? No, we have once again taken some more of the same REM track and not been able to let you hear it.
It works really well for the sort of final approach to the stand, as it were.
Yes, I know that that on the final upload to YouTube, we replaced the REM music with a different track so that there could be music and dialogue there. But the commentary that we're doing is from the DVD that we produced of the film shortly after we'd finished it.
Note that we're not selling the DVD or anything like that. So
oh yes, this is not a DVD that has been distributed or sold for profit.
We have one copy, and even then it's slightly dodgy in places because it's been scratched.
Yes.
So.
Of course, Mr. Edgeworth. As you well know.
There we go. This is what it was for all along. There were photos inside.
Uh-huh.
Now, very sneaky. She could have just given him the photos.
Yeah.
That shot was quite difficult to get, the one of the photo. Trying to get everything shown in the right place.
Yeah. Now here's where, here's a. This bit was quite heavily edited from how it panned out in the game. Firstly, of course, because in the game there was only one photo, and here we had two. The reason for that is because the fact that Neil Marshall was impaled on a sword was implied by the fact that there was blood dripping from his torso, and the suit of armor was standing directly behind him. Here we had no suit of armor. He was obscuring the blade entirely, so we had to take a separate shot of the blade sticking into his back from the side.
Gant already there?
Yes.
Oh, here he comes again.
Yeah. I love the way he flung open the doors there. That was just terrifically done by Drew.
His imposing nature as he's walking up as well. He means business now.
Yeah.
I think what's great now is the way he's positioned between everybody.
Yeah.
He's between Phoenix, Lana, the judge, and Edgeworth.
Yeah.
As in a cage. He can't escape now.
Yeah. He's victimizing himself on purpose so as to clear his name, but doesn't realize that he's walking into a trap. And from another perspective, it also fits perfectly with the idea that he thinks that he owns everything, basically, that he is untouchable, that he can stroll casually around a courtroom in which everyone is very somber and taking their assigned positions, and he can just walk whenever he likes and wherever.
Well, right. You're braver than I thought. But if I'm going down for forgery, I'm taking you with me. David, what's going on here?
See, the judge is not quite so comfortable with the situation anymore.
Neil Marshall after he died. How did you know this, David? Because it was me that cut it. What?
And there you go.
There he
That's
goes.
the one small statement there
He makes that damning admission to try and save himself the bother. But now he's just trapped himself completely.
Come on, Wright. Tell us, whose fingerprints are on that claw?
I want to congratulate Drew once again on his acting for this bit. He did it superbly.
There's one part later on which we have to make mention to, and we'll just wait until we get to that. But
Yes.
it's a bit that made us laugh several times, and it wasn't easy to do. And
Yes. That bit with me flattening the fringe over my forehead. I'd seen it done in anime many times when a character looks defeated, and I was like, right, that's for me. Sadly, though, that was, as I mentioned, a day when I was happy with my haircut because it wasn't in my eyes. So getting it in the way of my eyes was very difficult. Now that you can see it closely, that is a prefect's badge from the school that I went to.
it's not an attorney badge.
Can I finish what I was saying?
Oh, there we go.
What?
Good old music to it.
Ah,
Basically
yes.
say, Phoenix Wright is back in business.
Lana has just provided me with these photos. Missing evidence from the
So we had to make sure with those photos, I mean, the thing with Phoenix Wright is every piece of evidence that is a picture or something like that has to have so many things.
Yes, there are
to
certain
write about
elements
it.
which have to appear in every one.
There's this big checklist you have to go through, make sure, yeah, we got the photo, that's showing, that's not showing, that's this way round, and so on.
Exactly.
Poured from his mouth and spilled
Okay, we've got to keep talking here. We can't just
I want
sit and
to-
listen to the awesome music.
I want to watch. I want to see the blood that we had coming out of Steve's mouth there
Yeah.
as well.
Oh yeah, no. Steve was very sporting about being bleeding all over himself like that because basically, yeah, he liked the waistcoat first of all. He didn't want to bleed all over that.
Despite the fact that we'd already chopped it up by that point.
Exactly. Secondly, he had to dribble down himself and get himself all wet, and as it turns out, I had to. Well, I made sure to provide him with some old jeans so that he could get the blood all over them as well.